Dyslexic Genius here. What I'm going to talk about is how to oil your Brunswick Ultona motor. This last video I showed you how to get it out of the machine, and here it is without matcha looking right here. It's a 4-spring. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get the reproducer. We have a video called Modifying a Screwdriver. And what you want to do on your Ultona is this little piece screws in and out on the reproducer right here, this little thing. So you want to have the modified screwdriver, and you just want to undo that and screw it back in. And if it's getting loose, you know these are made out of pot metal, you'll know that this is starting to swell, so maybe you might have to start looking for a better reproducer housing. That's just one little trick. The other piece of information on Brunswicks is the other piece of pot metal. It's on the motor, and this is why I pull the motor apart. My angel's going to have to get around Big Matcha. So this is the brake. This is the brake piece. And we lifted the brake off. So now this will turn freely. This piece right here is pot metal. The shroud here that has the governor and the balls inside. This piece is pot metal, and you want to check this, make sure that this moves. See how I can move this with my fingers? Because what happens is the shaft will swell up on the pot metal will swell up on the governor shaft going through, and then you won't get any speed. And you want to check it, and that's why I pull it apart. So then you're going to put a drop of oil here, sewing machine oil. You're going to put a drop of sewing machine oil here, and you're going to put a drop of sewing machine oil right here on the felt. The speed felt's right here. And then you're going to go in. If I can do this. We're going to look at the spindle drive right here between the two gears, and that looks a little thin, so I'm going to have to come in and add some hootie or graphite grease in here because this has worn, the grease has gone away. And then we're going to put a drop of oil here at the bottom of the shaft, and then we'll add a little bit of hootie grease, graphite grease right there. Then we'll come around. We'll jack it up here, and we're going to put a little bit of sewing machine oil right here between this gear and this gear, and a little here. Then you'll just run it around to the other side. And we're going to drop a little sewing machine oil in here, and a little sewing machine oil in here. And then I have put grease in here, so you'll put just a little bit of green grease or some hootie graphite grease, because this is a gear. Now these do have oiling tubes like this, like Edison's. Finding matcha on this is pretty tough to do. So come on, matcha, you gotta pop off the deck. There you go. So these are oiling tubes. This is why I took it apart, because we wanted to check this. Now what you're gonna do, this oiling hole right here oils the spindle shaft on the inside, but you could put 2 little drops of sewing machine oil here, but you want to put some down in here, okay? And then you want to put a little oil on your finger right here, so it'll be fine. Then we'll put a drop of oil here, 2 drops, up here, 2 drops, and over here, 2 drops. And that's all there is to it. But the nice thing about a Brunswick is, since we have a flat bottom on this, we can have it on, you can have it on the counter right here. You literally can set the brake and crank this up and see if everything's moving freely. They're built like this. And that's all there is to oiling a Brunswick Ultona 4-spring motor or any Brunswick like this. And that's my tip for the day.